Inflation is eating away at your savings like a silent predator, and every market move feels like walking on a tightrope over a pit of fire. You're not just frustrated, you're furious. You've built, invested, led, yet the value of your hard-earned capital is shrinking in real time, while politicians babble and central banks scramble. The usual fixes? They're failing. Bonds, stocks, gold, they all fluctuate, but inflation just keeps pushing upward, draining your wealth and choking your future. This isn't just a market hiccup. It's a war on your freedom, on your ability to control your destiny. What if there was a way to fight back? Not with empty promises or outdated playbooks, but with sharp, precise moves that turn the tide? Enter macro hedge funds. These aren't your typical funds chasing trendy tech stocks or calm long-term growth. No, macro hedge funds operate like armed guerrilla units in the chaotic battlefield of global economics, anticipating inflation's moves, positioning to profit from rising prices, interest rate shifts, and currency upheavals. But here's the brutal truth most don't tell you. It's not enough to just throw money at them hoping for shelter. To win, you've got to understand their game on a deeper level, how they read the pulse of entire economies, how they exploit volatility when others freeze in fear. Listen closely. If inflation is your enemy, macro hedge funds can be your weapon, but only if you know how to wield it. First, drop any illusion that past performance guarantees future safety. Macro funds thrive on agility, meaning they are not sitting on the sidelines waiting for the storm to pass. They actively shape their portfolios, shifting between commodities, bonds, currencies, equities, and derivatives. Your job? Focus on funds that demonstrate dynamic risk management with transparency. Watch how they adapt strategies in real time, how they layer positions to protect against inflation, dragging down multiple asset classes at once. Don't settle for vague promises of diversification. Insist on precision. Funds must show you the how and why behind their moves, not just glossy charts. Second, realize that the secret sauce is global insight combined with ruthless discipline. Macro hedge funds gather intel from political instability, policy pivots, supply shocks, and consumer trends worldwide, then act decisively. Your edge comes from partnering with managers who think like battlefield generals, not like cautious accountants. Demand clear communication on how macroeconomic data translates into actionable bets, because in inflationary times, knowledge isn't power without speed. Third, expect innovation. The best macro funds harness AI-driven models and alternative data streams that go beyond traditional economic reports. They detect patterns before headlines break. This is not an old-school game anymore. It's about leveraging technology to stay several moves ahead of inflation's next mutation. Push your managers to be relentless seekers, those who refuse to accept the status quo with tired strategies. And finally, here is the biggest truth. Inflation is a global beast. Your safe harbor isn't local or tethered to a single market. Your shield must be global, moving where inflation bites hardest and retreating where opportunities bloom. Ask yourself if your macro hedge fund plays truly transcend borders, or if they're still shackled by national biases or short-term politics. Because freedom, the real freedom to preserve and grow capital, is found only when you step beyond inherited limitations and embrace a global game plan. Do not settle for average survival tactics. This is a call to dominate the inflation war with intellectual ferocity, strategic velocity, and stunning execution. The world as it is harsh. It punishes stale thinking, complacency, and dependence on systems that were never designed to serve you. But macro hedge funds, tuned to the rhythm of shifting economies and inflation's unpredictable beats, offer a path not just to endure, but to conquer. So refuse to be a victim to inflation's rise. Demand more from your capital and your partners. Hunt relentlessly for those funds that live and breathe the inflation fight daily, those who see beyond illusions, who challenge limits, who push with brutal clarity and unmatched agility. This is your moment. Lock in, get sharp, and turn macro hedge funds into the ultimate cure for the inflation that's stealing your future.